Greetings, Jonathan Stalls here, and I'm inviting you into a small video to bring intention and shape to just a new container for where I want to be spending a lot of my time in the months and years to come. Intrinsic paths, as you've seen in either the Facebook page or in conversations with me or maybe on the YouTube channel, is an attempt to put words for how I want to start holding more of my walking experiences through the Walk to Connect cooperative, how I want to spend a lot more intentional time with individuals in my sphere, with the public, with organizations, with agencies, with you name it. Everyday people from all walks of life, from any background you can imagine. The intention and the purpose, as the name gives way to a little bit, is to really create pathways and channels and safe space for going into what is within our bodies, within our spirit, within our emotion, within our everyday experiences, past experiences, within our hopes, within our dreams, within our longing to love and be loved, within our questions and sense of purpose, within meaning, also within tension and within difficulty and within conflict. The paths portion of this is that I see myself doing this mostly through a walking context, that I envision walking groups and experiences, one-on-one walks, custom invitations for individuals, couples, families, again, organizations, community leaders, decision makers, creating a safe and intentional space for being alongside while moving. While moving the way that we're built to. So whether it's walking with our 2 feet, or it's moving at a 1 to 3 mile per hour pace alongside a wheelchair, it's unhurried. It's alongside, as I mentioned. It's what various teachers call subject to subject, center to center, that we're in human connection and proximity to one another to struggle with harder questions, or to go into vulnerability, to go into conflict, to go into love, to go into deeper dimensions. So Intrinsic Paths is an experiment. It's an art project. It's a big funky branch that's coming out of the side of my life right now, and it's in partnership and alongside the Walk to Connect cooperative. It's going to be my unique shape as a co-op owner. So a lot of our co-op owners within Walk to Connect have various focus areas. Intrinsic Paths is going to be mine, at least for some time. 3 areas inside of it that I've identified, at least right now, are sacred presence, inner journey, and vulnerability. So sacred presence is taking a look at various traditions, spiritual traditions, rituals, practices, all kinds of pathways and containers that other people, that I have used, that teachers have used to bring groups and individuals into what I like to call, and others like to call, deeper time. And how do we do that in the context of an hour-long walk, or a 30-minute walk, or an all-day event, or within, or before or after a conference or a gathering, you name it. Lots of iterations for how sacred presence fits. But ultimately, as Charles Eisenstein says in his book Sacred Economics, it's bridging the divide between the material and the sacred. And so coming up with creative ways to integrate spiritual practices and invitation into everyday things. The second is inner journey, and having a very intentional process to guide individuals and groups and couples into contemplative practices. So silent walking, silent times of attention and silence and contemplation alongside running water, alongside nature, inside of our thoughts and our fears and our questions, and how to hold that safely through a walk or on breaks while on a walk. So all kinds of different intentional mapping around the inner journey. And so what does that look like on, again, a small scale basis, half a day, half an hour, or a multi-day or a week-long journey, leaving from your home and going on a contemplative walk from the safety of your front door to and directly into the unknown and all that comes with that. So inner journey work, how to work alongside and to be in relationship with a variety of people to support. What does that look like for you, and what could that look like, and how could we work on mapping that out together? The third piece that swims through a lot of this, but I like to call out as a separate thing, is vulnerability. The fruits of vulnerability, of being in a place where our deeper longing for human relationship, for being loved and to be in love, not just romantically, but in love with the world, with nature, with others, to go after a sense of belonging and not default to a sense of separation. That vulnerability, the sometimes and very often frightening reality of being vulnerable in public or with the people we love or with people we disagree with, or going into situations that are uncomfortable or might be around an audience that we don't understand, crossing divides that we've created around religion, politics, race, sexual orientation, income, just what we've done to make and to limit human connection, and what we've done to just to almost violate what is sacred inside of human relationship with all shapes and sizes and varieties of people. That vulnerability is a process to go into that difficulty, go into the unknown, whether it's inside ourselves or it's into an environment that is uncomfortable. To go into life, go into relationship, go into everyday circumstances undefended. Sitting in how do we show up undefended? What kind of work does it take for us to be grounded in who we are, grounded in sacred connection, grounded in human relationship, where objectifying and negative otherizing and just constant injustice around power over people, where those things become so real for us and for our life because we start in relationship, because we start our day and our conversation from relationship and not from who's in and who's out, or here's why you're different, or here's how I've already objectified a situation or a circumstance. And that gets really close to our own state houses, our own, like the details of our families, the details of our neighbors, the details of who we work with. It's not just large cultural. That the work that I hope to invite and help hold for so many, including myself, is this ongoing dance of how we get into deep time around sacred presence, our own inner journey, and into vulnerability with people close to us, but also with a culture that is crying out for it. So all of that said, I'm not going to take too much time, but it's important that I had to do this as a video because I couldn't write it out to have it be and have that be and have it be at the level of relationship and human to human connection as I wanted. So have grace on this process. This is I feel like as an artist, I've just pulled out the canvas and I've put it on the easel, and I'm holding on to these different mediums, brushes, chalk, graphite, and I'm not exactly sure how it's all going to pan out. But the invitation is so important to me that I start holding myself accountable to creating more and more space for this kind of work. It's too important, especially in today's time. It's too easy to objectify. It's too easy to otherize. It's too easy to like or dislike and unfriend and friend people that we agree with, that we understand, and to stick to our own. There is a starvation for us to cross these divides in deeper time. So I hope that you could follow along, and I'll be sharing videos and thoughts and reflections. I'll be interviewing different people. I'll be going on walks and offering walks. I want to work with you as an individual, as I want to work with your offices. I want to work with government. I want to work with you name it. I want to be alongside as someone to help create a safe and respectful but intentional space for this kind of work. And I hope you trust and come alongside with me. So get connected on Intrinsic Paths. The website will be up soon-ish. Right now I'm using Facebook and a lot of my channels through Walk to Connect to stir this invitation. So thanks for listening and being alongside, and peace to you in the days ahead. Cheers.